was 60 years ago that New York Yankees first baseman Lou Gehrig was diagnosed with the fatal disease that now bears his name. His progressive troubles in playing baseball, stumbling, loss of coordination, fatigue, weakness, were the first signs of what the medical world calls ALS. It eventually incapacitates a person who is otherwise entirely normal mentally and erodes the ability to chew, swallow, and breathe. And there is no cure. Project ALS is a nonprofit organization that raises awareness and significant funds towards effective treatment and a cure for the disease. Joining me now for a conversation, Jenifer Estess, who co-founded Project ALS after being diagnosed with the disease. Tell me about Project ALS.
Project ALS. You know, I just wanted to go back to your opening when you mentioned Lou Gehrig, and I think something that people don't understand is how young he was when he passed away.
36? What was he?
I think he was diagnosed at 36, and he was dead by the time he was 38 years old. I think there's an impression in America that ALS happens to old people, and I was 35 when I was diagnosed. Project ALS came about because I was told that there was nothing that could be done for me. And I found that so unacceptable. In my life before ALS, which is what I call it, my life, I always fought. I was a fighter. And I thought, well, first of all, when I was first diagnosed, it was a year of great sorrow. And it was barbaric. It was a barbaric first year. But
barbaric because it's just having to deal with
Charlie,
the future.
it's inexplicable, the nightmare that we've been going through. My family and my friends, it tears through a community. But anyway, when I realized that there was no medicine, that I was living in America, and I was this young New York hip lady going to Equinox, and I was told that nothing could be done for me. Excuse me, I don't find that acceptable. And my sisters and I were very, very close. And our friends, along with Julianne Hoffenberg, we formed Project ALS. We just can't accept it. It's unacceptable. And because the disease has been in the shadows for so long, we have to drag it out. And I don't think people want to look at this particular disease.
Because?
Because it's so dramatic and it's so severe. And I think what people have to understand is that when we uncover the mysteries to this sucker, because this is a huge one, that we will understand Alzheimer's, we will understand Parkinson's, we will understand Huntington's, and the list goes on. So I guess I'm here to get it out of the closet.
Did they tell you this when they said...
You know, it's such a great question, because I think there's a lot of dancing around it. I saw a funerologist before I got to Jeff at Johns Hopkins, and I don't think that these men and women want to look you in the face and not be able to help you. And that brings me to Johns Hopkins when I went to see Jeff for a second confirmation, basically. We had this hope that we were going to go down there, we were going to see the Maverick, and he was going to sort of pull us out of this. But to no avail. We went down, and he told us the story. I mean, it's a hard story. But he also said
What story did he tell you?
That your motor neurons are dying and they'll never be replaced. Basically, that you're facing this death.
Your brain will be fine.
Right, and your body will
succumb.
And people say slowly will become paralyzed, but I don't think 5 years is really slow. You know. Anyway, so actually, when I met with Jeff, it was inspiring because he told me that, you know, the basic diagnosis, and he was right, I had ALS. But the thought that other people can get a heart transplant or a liver transplant or a kidney transplant, and there's nothing that we can do for the nervous system seems, in this day and age, seems completely ludicrous to me. I have to say, as a businesswoman, and you know, Project ALS has forged relationships with corporate America and the entertainment community to push the research forward. I think the medical community is an amazing entity, but I never had an out when I was a businesswoman. I'm not sure when I'm going to get that report done or when that production is going to go up, but we know that it's going to happen. And it just amazes me that there is that sort of caveat in medicine, but I guess...
Well, it amazes you because you have a clock and you're, you know...
Well, of course, I'm fighting for my life, but I just think it's kind of funny.
The heartwarming part of this is how your family's rallied. I mean, everybody in the family is sort of almost like moved in.
It's pretty stunning. Well, it's my sisters, and it's also the friends in this particular community that I sort of worked and thrived in for many years, have just completely stepped up. I don't know, they don't feel it's acceptable either, this particular condition. And also, I think that there's an idea that it's rare. And Charlie, I have spoken to people across this country, and it would boggle the mind. I think what it does is it drives you inside, and it asks you to isolate and to sort of withdraw into yourself. But there are many people, and I know the numbers are lowballed. I just believe that they are anyway. 30,000 approximately, but that are suffering with this, that are dying with this.
30,000 nationwide.
That's what they say. But
so
many people say that number is low.
We hear you and I. You said to me as we sat down, you thought you'd come here to this program.
I always knew that I would meet you and talk to you. I just didn't think it was going to be under these circumstances. I said that I thought it was going to be like a Broadway opening that I produced. But here we are, right? Best laid plans of mice and men.
But perhaps we can have even a larger impact.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's go forward and do that. And I wanted to say, Charlie, that I'm not under an illusion. In other words, I'm not sitting here, thinking that this is going to save one life. We're really here to go forward with that impact that you were referring to. I think this is going to change medicine.